Okay, I review a lot of different applications in my life. I needed type of my work. I need to actually going and learn very fast different software. So, and sometimes people ask us how you can learn fast application, everything. And this is, I want to just share with you in a way as I'm learning application. So when I open brand new, and this is best example. So right here is Luminar 2018 application, which I'm going to make a review later and also as tutorials. But for example, this is, I just opened this application. I have had many people tell me how great it is application it is, but this is actually first time when I open this application right now. So, and I'm going to just go step by step to show you how I'm learn how to use this new application, so it will speed up, so you don't feel overwhelmed when you open new tool somebody recommend for you and you see it and you're like, I want to learn this tool, but sometimes you open and get overwhelmed with this. So for me, first when I open application, I'm noticed for anything on the beginning that provide as a tutorial or other things, so you can preview. Problem with some of the tutorials, they're not project based, so they're boring, you fall asleep. But again, at the beginning, you right here in this Luminar have the great example. We have it nice with new to Luminar. So if you just started, you can click on this and preview. And if application have that, I recommend you just to view short, not necessarily can spend all the time, but view, see how it's work. And the reason is because sometimes interface may be different. If you work with other applications, you'll find the interface somewhat similar, and I'll show you this in a second what I mean by this. I also have a user guide, and if you want to learn any application in depth, user guide, it's must have it. If you remember in old times, usually when people ask how I can do this and this, you just tell them RTFM, read the F manual, or so pay attention to this, and user guide probably have it all information you needed. But because we have a different pace and different way we like to observe information, video tutorials sometimes is a better way to go, at least for me. So also we have it presets and another application, Aurora Hdr, so when you can make it. So right here we have it, some information. You can preview this. If you want just to jump in applications, let's do this way, and it's what I like to do. Just go hand-on, see how easy I can understand. And also I do this for the reason, so when I teach other people, I can tell how easy the application, how smart and well UI of application is done, so how easy people can use. So let's go right now and open some of the images. And because one of the strengths of this application to work with the raw files, I'm just going to open raw file right here. Some photos I have it, and we have coastal, so it's a little bit shady, kind of like this, you know what I mean? Let's go look, maybe something sunshine. Okay, right here, let's go open this one. It's a waterfall, and so it's reading raw file right now. It's take a little bit time because my hard drive was in sleep mode. And right here what I see on the beginning, it's our image, and obviously we have presets to make it much easier to work. First thing what I recommend to you, familiarize yourself with the top navigation. Almost any application, any shortcuts or any other ones, they should be accessible from the top navigation bar. And at the beginning, because sometimes mapping is different on each application for the key short, you want to be sure you can access those properties. So if we're going on a file, you notice file, it's very standard, open, save, export, show workspace. Okay, so right here is our general things, usually save and open will be in your file. As well, we should have it, or in some cases we do have it properties, but I don't see them right here. So we can go over layers, filters, tools, mask, Windows alignment, okay, account if you register, okay, and the same help video tutorials. So okay, let's go right here. We have it our preset, custom preset, plugins. We have it batch processing, which is nice, and print. So I know what is in our file menu. So next edit, it's usually when you work with the files when you modify it. And the standard shortcuts also display Control Z, Control Y. Of course, if using Mac, it will be Command 1. Okay, we have also image manipulations, rotate left, right, flip, fix list distortions, which is nice in chromic abbreviation. So it's similar to camera raw at this point, but it's a little bit lighter. It seems like work faster. Okay, we also have all these different layers, which is very nice. If you're familiar with other applications, Photoshop or other things, you probably would notice what adjustment layers is or image layers. So this is give it kind of understanding. One thing it does help when you know a basic. So this is very important for you to learn what does the adjustment layer mean or what's other things. Let me show you as example. So right here, a little bit example. It's a 3D essential book, so it's a Geekatplay. It's what we did it with. Well, I wrote this, but it is a basic of the 3D art if you're in this. So it's a application antagonist, so you can buy it and you learn all of this. What does this adjustment? What does the shadows? What does lighting? What all this stuff? So you learn about this not necessarily application, but all terminology. So find if you want to work with a Photoshop or other ones, you can find similar to this or 3D. I highly recommend again this book. It's called 3D Art Essential. So you will learn those terminologies. So when you go over and you look like what is adjustment layer, you know what is will created. And if application done well, they will keep it this terminology. And first things what it tell me when I open this new application, they do keep it the standard terminology, so it's make much easy for me to use this application. And it's also tell me people who develop these applications, they're up to on the field and they know what they're doing. So it's actually very positive, good for me. So next, filters, we have all these different tools, masking, windows. So it is give me actually what I want to know already about this application potential. So next I'm looking on the menu right here. And usually you will have a navigation drop down and after you have a toolbar. And it's self-explanatory. So right here we have it our open, same like in a file. Usually it's what happened. We have it our zoom, view. This is probably comparison. Yep, it is exactly when you modify it. So again, icons develop as well, very explanatory. So we can see these. Redo, undo. We also have it other properties we need learn. And in some tools you actually can enable, and I will recommend you on the beginning to do this, enable tooltips. So it's meaning when you go over items, if the tooltips exist, they will pop up and tell you. Okay, so the tools, we have a clone erase, very nice. And we also have preview presets on the bottom, and this probably will respond for this. Yep, exactly. So it's respond for these properties on the side. So first things what I done, I go on over and I kind of familiarize a little bit with the settings. Most applications, if you change your kind of workspace, you can go and reset, and this is usually done. Okay, right here we probably have it export. Next, look on information. We have it all about our image, 16-bit resolution, ISO, what's millimeter shot layers, histogram, so all this basic stuff. So now I'm actually ready to work. And the reason is why I preloaded my image. So in this case, I can go around and I can already play around, apply presets. Look on those presets, how they work. So I can start actually learning my application. And I find personally for me, the best way to learn it is by working in this application, by creating and modifying something inside. So right here, this is approximately how I will start using learning. And so now I will probably start creating all these filters, playing around, learning. And of course, I have a multi-monitor setup. So my other monitors will open manual, and I will go straight from manual to reading and see how all properties working. And also you can watch tutorials. So overall, this is basic way to open. And one more tip, it's much easier to learn application if you imagine that you try to explain how this application to work to other people. So just explain to yourself. It's okay if you even speak out loud. So for example, same like what I did right now, you can say, okay, this file, open will open, save will save this file. We can export probably in different format. We can click and export this. Just think like you try to explain the application to other people. This way, it will force you to going through every step and learn precisely what they do. So, okay, this is our application. Now I'm going straight forward to play with this application, learning all in and outs, and give it my review and probably tutorials. But right now, from what I see, it is done very professionally, and from user interface, it's look like people know very well what they've done and work with other photographers or artists on a field to be sure it's worked properly.